We're gonna actually order a Model S right now. We're gonna custom order a Tesla Model S in real life. Yeah, so I like that car. I just got that car. That's the Taycan Turbo S. It is my very first electric car. It's a nice car. It's fun, it's fast, and it's electric. So you know how that goes with the torque and the thump in the back. It's got the roller coaster feel to it, but it's also got sort of the racing feel with the steering and the whole Porsche heritage and all the rest of it. You know, it's winter over here. It's kind of messy out there, and so I've kind of got it parked a little bit, and then I'm just paying attention to the internet like everyone else, and then Tesla goes and they update the Model S, it's part of the reason I got this car is because the Model S was sort of feeling a little bit dated, particularly certain style points and obviously the interior. I just didn't get one. I never got one initially. I've never had a Tesla, but having had the experience with this vehicle and then seeing the refresh and seeing the interior of the new model, I said to myself, you know what? Maybe the time is right. Maybe we need to order up one of these Model S, one of these Plaid Model S, so then I can also check out, you know, autonomous driving and the new interior with the large display and, well, just the whole Tesla experience. And then, of course, also something that was exciting to me about the product purchase page was the range on the Plaid Plus model, which kind of smokes this car right here, even though, like I said, I really like this car. All right, so let me set the stage here. Here's what I'm proposing. What if right now in this video, I order up the new Model S, bring it in here into the studio and put it head to head against that, head to head against the Taycan Turbo S, and actually have both of them present for a period of time, crowning eventually only one of them as the champion. That sounds like fun to me, so I've invited you here today to go through this process with me, and we're gonna actually order a Model S right now. We're gonna custom order a Tesla Model S in real life. Let's do it. Okay, so like I said, I was holding off on getting one of these originally because I felt that the other models, the Model 3, the Model Y, that the updated styling on those ones was more appealing to me, and I just thought, when's it gonna come to the Model S? So when I talk about these stylings, I'm mentioning around the window frame here, how it's been blacked out now instead of the chrome of the old version, including the door handles. And then obviously the interior component as well. The whole thing, it just feels slightly modernized. Here you see it in red, here you see it in blue. And obviously there's other advantages to the new model, including that crazy range on the Plaid Plus versions. If I click the Plaid Plus model, you can see here that the range goes up to 837 kilometers, which is insane. And so obviously I want to order up this model, the Plaid Plus. However, it's not gonna come out until the end of the year. So for now, it might have to be the Plaid and then a possible eventual upgrade to the Plaid Plus. That's kind of my thinking here. This is still, the Plaid is insane. Look at this. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.1 seconds. That's 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. 1,020 horsepower, 3 high-performance drive units, and as far as the range is concerned, it's 628 versus, what was the other one? 837. So 628 is still pretty good. Top speed 322 kilometers per hour. Now there is a cheaper model as well for the new one, just a regular long-range dual motor. It's not gonna have the same performance as you can see highlighted right here. So it's really all about, for me, it's all about these Plaid versions, which I remember when they first started testing these versions because they were bringing them over to Germany around a track to try to beat the track times of this particular car sitting behind me, the Taycan Turbo S. Now we have an actual Plaid unit, and they're no longer using the ludicrous or performance terminology by the looks of it. Plaid model is listed here $159,990. We're looking at Canadian prices today. So keep that in mind if you're wondering why it looks a little higher than whatever's on the US site. As far as selecting the wheels, this is going to be simple. Obviously, we're gonna get these 21-inch Arachnid wheels. I don't know, I actually just I'm not really into this particular wheel design. I know it looks kind of futuristic, but it's a little too EV for me. So the Arachnid has a more performance look to it, and they've actually had some style of this wheel for a while now. Now the interior is where things got crazy. And as you can see, the steering wheel is no longer a wheel. Instead, it is what they're calling a yoke. It looks like something you would pilot an aircraft with, maybe even some sort of space vehicle in a science fiction type of movie. I'm gonna switch the interior to white here so you can get a better look at it. This display in the center is now in landscape mode, and they claim to have a gaming PC capable computer in here that you can connect a controller to and actually play games. So that's been updated. The whole thing is simplified and it just meshes better with the remainder of their lineup. The interior upgrade to black and white costs $2,600, and there's a carbon fiber element to it as well. Now it's also offered up in cream color, which is not to my taste. So I would normally go with black, but the thing is, since I'm using this car for some content and for videos, I kind of want to have it pop, like have a bit of an unusual look and have some colors in it that make the small details kind of stand out a little bit more instead of blend in. So I'm gonna pick the white interior. I know what you're saying. You're like, a white interior, you must be crazy. What about when you wear the blue jeans? Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to skip the blue jeans over there on that one. This is probably the hardest part. Tesla doesn't give you that many colors to choose from compared to when I was configuring this vehicle. Actually, the whole configuration process here is a little bit less comprehensive. Interesting nonetheless. I think getting it in white, there's something about the shape and look of this car in white that looks a little too common or normal. Unlike this car behind me, which I feel like has just enough styling elements, shapes to it, like the concept vehicle, and also customizations like the carbon fiber on the side mirrors and things like this. There's just enough going on here where white is okay. This is just my taste. You can do whatever you want. Getting it in a lighter color helps you pick up the huge amount of black accents. This is better than the previous model because there are these black accents, so you do get that two-tone thing happening, but it still looks a little too normal to me. Now, black, we can talk about. I've considered all this stuff. Black is cool. Black is Batmobile. Get it tinted. It's hard to go wrong, right? The problem for me with black here is that it looks like the old Model S. It's pretty much impossible to tell that it is the new Plaid model, and some of those little details that have been updated here in the exterior are tough to pick up. So if you're gonna make a video about it, compare it to this one. I want it to display the 2021 aspect as much as possible from every angle. So I'm skipping the black. This one is compelling to me. It's a little in between, but it still looks kind of plain. It looks like a lot of other sedans that you see on the road. So I'm gonna get crazy, actually. I'm gonna get crazy on this order, and I'm gonna go with this blue right here, which you may have actually thought I was gonna do because you saw the picture over here on Car and Driver. And I do need to say, this is kind of a problem here with this ordering this thing up, is that I'm looking around for a variety of photos of what the color looks like. Because you can see already here, this looks a little more metallic in the real world photo compared to the configurator. It's kind of difficult when you're spending this kind of money to have such a limited number of photos to go on. I think a lot of them are posted here. It's like 5 or 6 photos of the new styling. I know you can look up old photos, but the red is kind of cool as well, but red is just maybe a slight bit too much flash. I don't know. I don't know why the blue is just appealing to me a little bit more, but they describe the red as the multi-coat, and it's the most expensive paint job as well in Canadian dollars at $3,300. The blue is a $2,000 premium. Now this blue is called Deep Blue Metallic, and I think it just sort of has a nice amount of pop to it with the black accents on there as well in the white interior. It feels futuristic, but it's not as red as a red car, if you know. The red car's a red, it's a whole thing to it. All right, so now we're on to the autopilot aspect, and this is a $10,600 option, but considering the fact that I want to test out this state-of-the-art technology, and it is a huge differentiating characteristic when compared to this car behind me. Porsche just said, hey, we're going to do an electric car for the performance attributes and I suppose the environmental attributes, but it's still going to be a car that you're going to drive. We're not even going to attempt to do the self-driving stuff. With the Model S, it looks like they, you know, obviously have been going the other way as far as self-driving is concerned. And then you go ahead and put a yoke in the vehicle and you take away the transmission selector thing to put it into reverse and drive. They're getting away from all the traditional automotive things. Some think it's good, some think it's bad. I want to have the full out comparison. This is still a car. It has buttons and knobs and things. It's kind of like electrifying the previous Porsche to a certain extent, minus the styling, the power and things like this. Whereas the Tesla's a whole new take. It's like strip out everything you don't need inside of the cockpit and make it as minimal as possible. So anyway, we have to select this self-driving option. Enables your car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically for other vehicles and pedestrians. We know this. And full self-driving is available for purchase post-delivery, but prices are likely to increase. So there's a software aspect to that. We want to unlock that. And so this is what our car looks like. Is that all we need to select? Oh, and I should mention as well, if I just go back here, so you can see that this car estimated delivery March. So that's very soon. And I'm super curious to see how this thing, if they're able to meet that deadline. If I was to select the Plaid Plus over here, and then this thing gets even crazier from a performance standpoint and a range standpoint, but you'll see down here, estimated delivery late 2021. So that's the problem with that particular model for the time being. It's likely going to be featuring some different battery technology that might not be ready to go. It's going to be less than 2.1 seconds, 0 to 100. They also say that the Plaid Plus model will be the quickest 0 to 100 and quarter-mile acceleration of any production car ever, which was what they were saying about the Roadster model, which everybody's been waiting for. It looks like it's going to happen in the sedan first. The quarter mile in under 9 seconds, which if you watch any of these drag videos on YouTube, you'll see this is obviously a very impressive number. It's supercar status number in a straight line at least. Carbon sleeved rotors and 1,100 plus horsepower. So that's what changes when you go to the Plaid Plus model. Whether that's worthwhile for you or not, it is an extra $30,000 Canadian, and this thing is still obviously stupid fast at 2.1 seconds, 0 to 100. So anyway, keep that in mind. So we will move over to the next page here. One sec here. So this gives you a better look at what the interior is going to be like. This steering wheel has been so polarizing. All of your controls are on it, yet it's missing the top portion. So certain types of maneuvers are going to be interesting on this particular car. I hope it ships with it. I hope nothing happens with the highway transportation people where you can't ship something like that, because I'm very curious to try it out. Other upgrades in the back seat. All the seats are heated now. Front seats are cooled. Here's the big display which you can game on and also control various elements. It's a 17-inch 2200 by 1300 display. It's really starting to feel like it's a piece of tech as much as it is a vehicle. Like there's a real tech emphasis here. Obviously, anyone who's been following Tesla knows that. Game from anywhere up to 10 teraflops of processing power, including a display in the back, which you can game on, the passengers. 2 wireless charge mats in the front of the vehicle, as you can see here, as well as USB-C fast charging for every passenger and enough power for a laptop to charge. There's a new audio system, 22 speaker, 960 watt audio system. And here's another advantage that the Model S has over the Taycan. It is a legit, well, depends on your taste, but it's a legit hatchback. You have a little more volume there for cargo. This car kind of looks like a hatchback, but actually it's a real trunk. The seats do fold down for longer items, but I don't think it's gonna have the cargo space that the Model S offers up. And there's a picture in that metallic blue. And now they're saying beyond ludicrous, by the way, as opposed to using the ludicrous heading at all. With the longest range and quickest acceleration of any electric vehicle in production, the highest performing sedan ever built. So these, I mean, shots fired over here, definitely. They know this vehicle exists, and they're saying, no, we're just gonna say best ever, best that's ever happened, will beat any number, and so forth. Staggered performance-focused wheels and tires to keep the car planted, sure. Optimized aerodynamics, so maybe there are some little tiny tweaks on the exterior, refined styling, and this, see, look at the blue in this picture. You see how it's hard to make these choices? This looks very metallic, almost like a wrap in this picture compared to this one. So who knows what we're really gonna get? But this range is actually quite exciting to me because I would say it is one of the major drawbacks with the Taycan. It's not a crazy amount of range when it comes to the road trips. And then obviously also the charge infrastructure that exists with the Tesla supercharge network. All right, so what are we looking at here? Model S Plaid, delivery March, deep blue metallic, arachnid wheels, 21-inch, yoke steering. So the fact that it mentions yoke steering kind of implies to me that maybe there's a hidden steering wheel option somewhere in there. I think I heard some rumor about that. I wouldn't pick it anyways because I want to goof around with the yoke steering. Full self-driving at $10,600. That's the Canadian fee, and this is after your potential savings because you're not filling up with gas anymore. 171, 190, not cheap by any means. And for those of you that think I'm gonna be crazy and have both of these vehicles, actually I'm not. Let me set the challenge for you right now. I'm gonna put them head to head in March. Model S Plaid versus Taycan Turbo S. And I'm only gonna keep the one that I like better. The other one's gotta go. What a crazy challenge. Only one champ. What better way to do it than have both sitting there, use them, live in the both of them, and then decide which is truly the ultimate electric sedan or the best performing electric vehicle you can buy right now. That's gonna be the contest. That's gonna be the battle. All right, so there it is. I entered all my credentials and the order is complete. Look at that. You get a little hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog. It looks like a real hedgehog, but he's like, he's kind of thinks he did a good job. Haha, yes, it's ordered. The Model S Plaid is on its way, and they say March. Let's see if they can deliver it, because I'm really excited. I've never had a Tesla before. I've never tried one out, and I certainly have never compared one to a vehicle like this. So I think this is the showdown that matters. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get it in the studio. So get this, order complete. Crazy. It's too easy. It's painful, but fun.